Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to That to Shoot, weekly episodic show where I talk about what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. Programming note: unless something big happens, the next 2 weeks there will be no That's to Shoot. We're going to come back. Um, I guess maybe you could say for the season premiere of That to Shoot. Who knows? But we're going to take the next 2 weeks off. We're going to come back on Saturday. What would it be? Uh, Saturday, September 25th. That will be the that will be the Extreme Rules predictions episode. So make sure that again, if some type of breaking news happens, then yes, we'll put out a That's a Shoot. We may even do like a special edition of That's a Shoot for that breaking news or anything like that, or a rapid reaction if it's something that needs to be talked about within the 30 to 60 minutes that the news has broken. But otherwise, yeah, next 2 weeks will be off. So just giving myself just a little bit of a break. Gonna come right back to it and get back on the go train, as we like to say. But yeah, that's a programming note. So you guys make sure that you understand if there is no that you shoot the next 2 weeks. You know why. So we got a main topic we're gonna talk about. It's kind of big news, and we got some other minor topics here and there, and we have some unfortunate news to talk about as well. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. All right. So first, probably the one of the most strangest stories, probably the most talked about story this week, is what happened on Monday Night Raw between Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax. Now they had a match. Um, and it was just a match between those two, and the match was it went off the deep end, and it got to the point to where it legitimately looked like that they were shooting on each other, and they were shooting on each other, and it was almost as if like and Nia looked at times Nia looked uncooperative, you know, as if she didn't want to do anything, sell anything for Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair was once again getting dropped on her head by Nia Jax, and it was just man, oh man, it it was incredible. And there are two different reports out there. There's a report out there that that this was a worked shoot fight, believe it or not. That that this was put into the match by the agent and by the things to try to give it a kind of a real feel to it, right? Um, and then there's also another report where no, this wasn't worked. This was actually, you know, Nia Jax being uncooperative with Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte Flair getting pissed off for getting dropped on her shoulder by Nia Jax. Um, although afterwards, cooler heads prevailed and everything was cool, but in that moment it was real. As always, I listened to the Jim Cornette drive-through, and they Jim Cornette and his co-host Brian Last they watched it, and Jim didn't seem to think that it was necessarily a shoot. He just seemed to think that you know things took a downturn, and they were trying to get it back on track. And at one point, maybe like I said, Nia Jax wasn't doing what Charlotte was telling her to do. So Charlotte kind of slapped her around, tried to work it up, and Nia Jax said, you're not gonna slap me. Just slapped her around, and then things went off of the track, and then Nia Jax did win. So I don't know. It was just a crazy way to look at things. But yeah, it was actually very interesting. Um, with what everything was going down. So I loved it. I loved it. I'm actually very interesting to see what is what's going to come next, because last week they 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 brought out Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss was not there. Well, she was there, but they didn't use her last night. Vince McMahon rewrote the script twice, I believe. So I guess maybe they wanted to go Nia Jax. Now we'll see what happens with Nia and Charlotte. This upcoming week on Raw is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. So Buddy Matthews, formerly known as Buddy Murphy, his 90-day complete cause ended. So he decided to, you know, tweet out that he was free. Free from, basically free from the shackles of the WWE 90-day complete cause. And what he did, he put a picture on Twitter, basically saying that. And the picture was of like arms being in like shackles being broken. And many people almost saw that as him referencing slavery. And he got in a bit of a pickle for that. He deleted the tweet, apologized for it, and then did another tweet where it was a bird freeing from his cage. And I'm surprised he didn't get shit from Peter, about that. So whatever that is, right? Um. So this is just, again. I don't think that this culture is really just fucking stupid. It really is. It just really getting this way. I mean, he's obviously not referencing slavery. Obviously. Why are you getting so upset the fact that he's putting that picture up there? Jesus, it just makes me so fucking sick. Get over yourselves. You get so fucking hurt about everything. Anything, everything that is said. It is just, it's one thing to be more cognizant of a person's feelings. It's another thing to just be to get so fucking crazy over shit like this. Like, he ain't referencing slavery. It's so fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. So WrestleMania, because of the pandemic, WrestleMania 36 and WrestleMania 37 were 2-night events. Right? WrestleMania 36 was a 2-night event because there were no crowds. So it was just, they did it in the Performance Center, yada yada yada. The most craziest WrestleMania there ever was, right? WrestleMania 36 was at Raymond James Stadium. In the two nights so that they can get a kind of reasonable gate, right? Because it was gonna be half full, and social distance and things like that, right? So WrestleMania 38 is supposed to be in Dallas, Texas, where let's be very honest, they don't care a lot about the COVID rules and things like that. They're a Republican state, so they just don't give a damn. But it doesn't matter because we're next year we should be in a more even in a better place than we was in WrestleMania 37 in the pandemic. So why are there rumors that are saying that WWE has decided to make WrestleMania 38 2 nights? I don't get this. Why should WrestleMania be 2 nights? I don't think WrestleMania should be 2 nights. Not really. Like, maybe for like the special ones. Like, I had it in my mind, maybe WrestleMania 40, right? WrestleMania 40 be 2 nights. You can have WrestleMania 40 Saturday night come from, the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey for night 1. Night 2, you can bring it back to where it all began. You can bring it back to Madison Square Garden. Something like that, right? Maybe you do it for like the 40th and the 50th and things like that, 2-night events. Why is WrestleMania 38 being 2 nights? I just don't get this. All you need to do is just do 1 night of WrestleMania. Not everybody can be on the fucking card, right? And by the way, isn't that why you have the battle royals on the kickoff show? Do the men's battle royal and the women's battle royal, and then on the regular card, do your 7, 8 matches. The most important 7, 8 matches that that you've been hyping up. So it's very frustrating because this should not be WrestleMania should not be 2 nights. It should be 1 night, 1 night event. And the fact that it isn't, this is one of these things where I think see, I bet you like the fucking pandemic. A lot of things. It's a lot of things that come from this pandemic that's bad. That is bad. A lot of the things that he had to do because of the pandemic. One of the things I think that one of the things like for like TV, when I watch sports and watch ESPN, and people are working are doing this from home because you couldn't be in the studio with each other, so you had to work from home, and everybody's internet sucks. Dan Orlovsky's internet sucks. It sucks every day. Every day he's on, he's breaking up, and always he's so the internet just fucking sucks. Right? And there's other people like that. I don't know how many times Marcus Spears has been in a lightning storm where he just cuts out, in the middle of the talking. And other things as well, right? Get in the fucking studio. Talk to each other. Look at each other. And this is going to be one of the things that's here for wrestling. Two things that sucked coming from the pandemic. One was these goddamn cinematic matches that they did where they filmed it in different ways. That was garbage. And then there was this. And then now was this. These 2-night WrestleManias. Are we really going to continue to have 2-night WrestleManias for the rest? Oh God, this is just awful. It's awful for the fans too because you're gonna pay for tickets. I'm sure WrestleMania tickets aren't cheap. Maybe buying 2 WrestleMania tickets isn't cheap. But now you're gonna have to buy 4. For night 1 and night 2 for night 1, 2, night 2, everything like that. Oh, so it's just come on. I hope this is bullshit. I hope this is just a rumor, maybe some bad information, and hopefully they continue on with WrestleMania 38 just being 1 night. Let's have it be just 1 night. I'm sure we will soon find out if this report is right and WrestleMania is 2 nights. And even if we don't find out soon, of course we'll find out at some point as we get to January to wrestle and Royal Rumble because they'll talk about that. But it's just it's awful. It's an awful idea, and we unfortunately have to talk a little bit about an unfortunate incident that has happened this past week, the last couple of days. Daphne, who was known for her time in WCW and her time in TNA, real name is Shannon Sproul, I believe is how it's pronounced. I apologize if I am saying her name wrong. But the other night, I believe it was Wednesday night, she went on Instagram Live and she was very distraught, very, I guess, and just seemed very down, and I guess she had a gun as well, and was talking about maybe harming herself, and everybody was in everybody was in trouble. I saw Mick Foley was like, please, if anybody knows Daphne, please, go to her house and check on her and find out where she is, call her, contact her, anything like that. Everybody was calling for her to, and they were, hoping for the best, hoping people would get there in time, and so someone would, be to talk to her, or maybe to comfort her, anything like that. And I guess that just wasn't the case, because yesterday it was announced that she had passed away. She did take her own life, unfortunately, and it is it is just incredible. Not incredible, but it is just I spoke to. I'm sorry. I apologize. I said the wrong word. It is just unfortunate. That's what I meant to say. It's unfortunate. You never know what people are going through. You never know. We live in a world now where mental health is a big topic of events. And it's not just about, you know, this type of mental health. It's also other things, or just maybe just being mentally tired of things and needing to take a break from something, or just being, you know, or just having to deal with certain things. Maybe, feeling down, and just, there's a whole bunch of things that causes that feeling upon you. And big thing, unfortunately, Daphne was fulfilling those things, and she felt like she needed to do what she did. So, and that's totally unfortunate. I mean, only I can just say is that if you are somebody dealing with those issues, um, dealing with those feelings, please, before you think about doing harm to yourself or to other people, even talk to somebody, talk to a family member. There are many, many outlets out there. You just, you know, Better Help is a program where um, you can talk to somebody, you know, I believe either online or over the phone. And they have people out there, counselors, who can help you talk to do some stuff. And I remember um, um, Jim Cornette has it um, as a sponsor. Phil DeFranco, he used to have it as a sponsor. There's been some kind of things that were kind of, I guess, maybe shady from Better Health, so he kind of just broke it off with them just to be certain. He didn't, but if you don't want to do that because of Better Health, and because of that shadiness, there are many other programs out there. It's a Google search away. It's a Google search away. So yeah, my thoughts are to the family, friends, and fans of Daphne Unger. Real name Shannon Spurl. Rest in peace, Daphne. And now for our main topic. There's a report that Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are going to be taking over NXT. They will be producing it and running it. And many people, it was such a big topic that rest in peace NXT was trending. Um, and Triple H was trending. Even Bruce Pritchard, who probably has never trended a day in his life, was trending on Twitter. And there are some people obviously that are just like, they think this is gonna be the last straw, and that this is gonna be the end of NXT, and they are, you know, they feel like that this is, the death of it, and they want Triple H to, Triple H might start their own promotion or to go to All Elite Wrestling, as crazy as that is. But again, I just don't get this. This is what Vince does. This is what Vince does. Vince knows how to do make stars. He's been making stars for 40 some odd years. Making stars. Hogan and Warrior and Austin and Michaels and Hart and The Rock and Kurt Angle and Undertaker and others, Reigns and Cena, Orton, all these legends that have been made, that Vince McMahon, and you just you just don't think he's not gonna know how to make stars. I mean, come on. There's a report a couple weeks ago saying that he wants to get away from the midgets, and he doesn't want guys starting in their 30s, and he doesn't want guys starting in their 30s, and he doesn't want, like, as again, like I said, the midget, just the short people, right? He wants some of the bigger guys that can be WrestleMania headliners, right? And what is wrong with that? You know, we just talked about it, that the WrestleMania is gonna be 2 nights, but more than likely, Roman Reigns will main event WrestleMania 38, either night, either the single day WrestleMania or night 2 of WrestleMania, and that is going to be his 6th main event. 6th main event. I believe that will be the most in the history of WrestleMania. That will be 6th most in the history of WrestleMania. And while that is a fantastic, jump for WrestleMania for Roman Reigns, right? Stat for Roman. Should anybody be, more than 4? Really? If I'm correct, I believe Hogan has 4, Cena has 4, and Reigns has 5. I'd have to go back and have to double check that. Right? I almost believe what you think about it. Well, no. Well, actually, Hogan would probably have the most, right? Because Hogan main evented 1, he main evented 2. He main evented 3. 4, he did not main event. But he main evented 5. With him and Macho Man, he did main event at 6 with him and Warrior. So that's 5. He did main event at 7 with him and Slaughter. He main evented WrestleMania 8 with him and Sid Justice. 9, 10, yeah. So you think that right there is 7. He's 7. He main evented 7 WrestleManias. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. He main evented 7 WrestleMania. So he has the record. But I think realistically though, you probably don't want a superstar to main event more than 4 WrestleManias. Realistically. Because what that does mean is that there isn't anybody else that's worthy. Right? It can mean 2 things. It can mean, 1, there was someone that was as good, right? There was someone that was as good. And I think And Roman is good, and John Cena is good. John Cena has some main events as well. I can't go through all those memories. But he's had some main events. And The Rock, The Rock, we talked about this too, right? The Rock, he main evented 15, he main evented 16, he main evented 17. And then he came back and main evented with John Cena that year. That was 4. 18 was not a main event. Neither was 19, even though it was a very match. When I'm talking about main event, I'm talking about the last match, right? The last match on the show. So it's and that's Vince doing. Hogan was a big star, big draw. Austin, biggest draw in the history of the world. Rock, the biggest, the biggest icon in wrestling history. Cena's been great, and Roman is great as well. Despite how you ever felt about him, we're gonna look back at those 4 years Roman Reigns main event at WrestleMania, and we're gonna look at that as as something that that is on us, on the fans, not necessarily me, but on the fans for not for not going along with that, for not doing that, because those that was good times, and that should have been like the best for Roman, and let's face it, if not for a reoccurrence of well, I can't say that, because there was rumors about WrestleMania 34. Right after WrestleMania 34, there was rumors that 35 was going to be Ronda and Charlotte Flair. So just because Roman came down with cancer doesn't, or he had his cancer come back, doesn't mean that he wouldn't have made it. It probably still was going to be the women. So you can't say that, but just look at Roman. Just look at what has happened. So yeah, and Vince can do it. Vince can make these stars. I think, and it's going to be better. I think it will be for the better, right? Because one of the things that reason why they want to do this is that there was talks of them not wanting to go down the indie route too much anymore. They still would sign indie wrestlers, but they wanted to get the people from scratch so that they could so that they don't have to so that when they're in NXT and they come to the main roster, they don't have to change who they are. They don't have to send Keith Lee, to back to the performance center to show him how to work like a big man. He would have, he would already know how to work like a big man, you know. I think that's wonderful. I think that's awesome that that they're going to do that. I don't see anything wrong with this. I think people, they take it to they take it to a certain degrees, and I think that, again, we talk about this all the time. I think it's the bullshit, you know, shit that these people are doing because they don't like WWE, and they want AEW to put, they want AEW to put WWE out of business. There was even a fucking idiot from from Fightful Select, um who actually put that out on Twitter. Uh, I think it was on SummerSlam night. I think it was upset at the Becky stuff and wanted to put it out of business. Fuck you, they ain't put shit out of business. Shut the fuck up. Really, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't like WWE, so don't watch it. You're not a WWE fan. WWE fans like myself, we're watching and we're enjoying it. and we know it's not bad. There are things that are, you know, not great. Yes, the rematches get repetitive. There's no reason for a rematch after rematch after rematch, right? Some of the things they do sometimes can be, you know, they took the long route to go get there when they could have took the short route, but it is what it is, right? The product is still enjoyable, but there's people out there who don't want it, who don't want it, you know, they don't like WWE, so they'll tell you that it sucks when it doesn't, and or they'll go overboard with their critiques. AEW wouldn't do that. AEW wouldn't do that. AEW is bullshit. Let's be real. Just because they had CM Punk and Christian and every other WWE superstar that there ever was, doesn't mean that they're great. They still suck. Because Tony Khan sucks. So let's be real with this. Let's be real with this. And they still botching. And the fucking AEW coaches are going after AEW botches on Twitter. And even so far that they went and found his kid and threatened his kid. How sick of a human fucking being? You're not a human being. How sick of a piece of shit are you that you would find somebody's child and threaten them just because they're pointing out the suck of the show that you for some fucking reason like? This is it's garbage. It's totally garbage. Vince McMahon is knowing what he's doing. He's always known what he's doing. And me personally, in my opinion, this cannot backfire. I think in 5 years we will be talking about how we may be talking about we're not going to be talking about a resurgence of the Attitude Era, but we're going to be talking about another resurgence of some kind. And we were going to be talking about Raw and SmackDown getting 3.5 million viewers, a week. And it's going to be because, Vince took over NXT and created some major stars. And those stars are, putting out up on the main roster. All right, y'all, post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know how you guys feel about any of the topics we talked about. Charlotte and Nia Jax, their quote-unquote shoot they had. Buddy Matthews' tweet and the ridiculousness that came from it. The two-night WrestleMania 38 again. The main topic, Mr. Man taking over NXT. And of course, if you want to talk about Daphne, you are more than welcome to do so. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.